Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing today? Well, you know me. Grab your coffee, maybe some chocolate, because you just never know with me. There's some things that we really do have to discuss today, okay? But first things first, I received a text message from Dawn Marie. You know who she is, right? She's one of my favorite subscribers. Anyway, she sent this text to me. She said, "Hey friend, I have some info for you." She said that you might want to share with the community. And I said, "Oh boy, what's really going on?" She said, "My best friend, who also works for me, just went to the store for me. I needed sliced roast beef because I use it to hide my dog's meds in, and they told her they didn't have any and don't know when they will get it in." And the lady said, "Not anytime soon." And then she was in the bottled water aisle getting a couple of cases of water. And the guy stocking the shelf with the water told her she better get water while she can. It won't be around much longer. So that's just a heads up for you right there. Okay? So there's two things other that I want to discuss, okay? This one has to do with cryptocurrency, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, okay, anything financial. I know you guys are really, really interested in, okay? And then there's one more thing after that, okay? Now, it starts out like this. Awareness and understanding of crypto is continuing to grow. Shoot. Siren. I thought it was going to howl. And it's starting to find its way onto the high street. Could a wider take up be imminent in grocery? And what are the benefits? So millions of cryptocurrency fans sat with bated breath on May 8th as infamous Tesla CEO Elon Musk took to the Saturday Night Live stage as guest host. Their hopes were pinned on the erratic tech billionaire using his spot to send their holdings of meme-based cryptocurrency Dogecoin surging. Okay. Did I say that right? Dogecoin. Is that Dogecoin? Dogecoin? Did I say that right? Sometimes. Yeah. I don't know if it's my accent or what it is. Anyways, 14 minutes into the show, Musk indeed began to plug Dogecoin. It's terrible. But his gags sent its price plummeting rather than to the moon, as its holders had hoped, wiping a third of its value away amid mass sell-offs. To cryptocurrency skeptics, it summed up the issue with the market. In its downward pirouette, Dogecoin demonstrated the massive instability and danger in holding digital cash. The Dogecoin forum on Reddit was set ablaze with ordinary retail investors suddenly confronted with huge losses. But the fiasco and the press it attracted also served to highlight how mainstream cryptocurrency has become. According to recent statistics by Finder, almost a fifth of Brits have bought cryptocurrency, some 9.8 million people. That's a huge increase. As recently as 2018, that figure stood at just 1.5 million. So, does the digital cash represent an opportunity for grocery businesses and brands who's already using crypto in their businesses? And to what extent does the industry need to go faster? The crypto market is currently gaining ground, as evidenced by the number of currencies out there, while Bitcoin is still the largest and proliferation of rivals dubbed altcoins. That's ALTCOINS. By those in the know, have come to greater and greater prominence. Ethereum, and that's ETHEREUM, the second largest, hit a record-breaking high of 3,159 lira in May, though it was down to 1,840 at the time of writing. Many pundits are betting on Ethereum as a serious competitor, as a new update promises to make it much quicker, cheaper, and more environmentally friendly to use. Then there is the growing roster of specialist coins. Take Shilliz, and that's CHILIZ, for instance, which claims to be the world's first digital currency exclusively for the sports and entertainment industry? Why do they get their own exclusive? What the heck? Despite this growing interest, retail businesses have been slow on the uptake so far. Blockchain, the ledger technology upon which cryptocurrencies are based, has generated the massive interest in food and drink due to the transparency and assurances it can offer in supply chains. But the list of food and drink businesses that actually take crypto payments and traffic in the currency themselves is minute. There's Lush, which has accepted crypto payments since 2017, and Brewdog, which allowed its equity punk investors to invest in the business using cryptocurrency in 2019 and takes crypto payments at its Canary Wharf bar. Never heard of these places, have you? In the US, it's possible to pay in Starbucks and Whole Foods Market with crypto. It is? Though it requires a third-party app which generates a QR code to facilitate the payment. Here we go with QR codes. Now, Amazon plans. This may be about to change in a big way. The price of Bitcoin and other cryptos surged in late July after Amazon began advertising for a digital currency and blockchain product lead role designed to look at how Amazon customers pay. City AM quoted an anonymous source who claimed the e-commerce giant definitely planned to take Bitcoin payments in the future, though Amazon has denied it has any specific plans. If there's weight to these reports, these could be a game changer for grocery. As soon as Amazon accepts crypto, everyone is going to follow suit. The likes of Tesco, Walmart, and ASDA are going to jump on board. They're not going to want to be left behind. The desire to use cryptocurrencies in real life retail is strong and growing. Core crypto fans believe this is a huge opportunity. I ran a focus group recently, and there were 2 people in it who said they had converted all of their pension and ISA into Bitcoin. Why the hell would you do that? I would never do that. I'd be buying silver with that. Gold. What the hell? No. These are not just keyboard warriors, but people who really believe this is the next big thing and have put their money where their mouth is. Any move into cryptocurrency should be a carefully considered one, though. What you find at the moment is there are a lot more gimmicks than there are real things. Just saying that you accept something in Bitcoin doesn't mean you have the genuine structural means to do so. Zumo marketing director Amelie Aris says many food and drink businesses are making negligible forays into crypto in a bid to drum up headlines rather than taking its potential seriously. From a PR perspective, if you accept crypto, you suddenly have access to a huge amount of people that have invested and want to spend it. No, I am that that there may be a reason for this relatively superficial approach. Actually, spending crypto in stores comes with major issues. One of the biggest problems faced by the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have seen the greatest uptake by the public, is their volatility. It only takes a quick Google search to find stories of everyday investors who became millionaires overnight or unlucky enthusiasts who have lost their life savings. Yeah, that's what I mean. I would never take that chance ever. Oh my God. In a fast paced sector like FMCG, in particular, this daily fluctuation in value makes the pricing of everyday goods in those currencies near impossible. That's only an issue if the retailer is one exchanging the cryptocurrency into regular money, of course. There is another way of doing things. A swath of businesses have introduced crypto debit cards and ATMs to the market, which transfer the cryptocurrency into pounds at the point of exchange. Yeah, I've seen at the local Walmart, we have ATMs, Bitcoin and crypto ATMs. Yeah. It's like, really? Yeah, I've seen that. This means the retailer doesn't have to worry about volatility. It's up to the customer whether to spend the crypto with its current value in mind when they make the purchase. Still, it's not for the faint-hearted, so it's a little surprise that most first movers in the UK have been smaller businesses more able to take risks. Startups are more likely to try new ways of working payments versus large FMCG companies who would have to change entire processes and ways of working to be able to accept cryptocurrency. For a smaller supplier, the investment would not be very high as long as they integrate with PayPal or use open source ERP systems like the ODOO. Some of the new currencies are even being worked with smaller businesses like pubs, restaurants, independent grocers. Coda is one of these, KODA. We are trying to become the chosen crypto to do trades like that. Going down the local shop or a local pub for a pint, there are walls up that we want to bring down around the ease of use. Whoa. Crucially, he finds he's encouraging these businesses to trade in crypto rather than going down the route of debit cards and ATMs, transferring crypto into fiat. And that's a regular currency. At the point of purchase strips the recipient of all the benefits, namely its potential to increase in value. It is a lot more exciting to hold because of the price action, and the general outset is that it is expected to rise over time. With every transaction we do, an amount is put back into the reward scheme for the existing holders, so they earn a passive income for the use of our trading app. Plus, the merchant fees on crypto payments for small businesses can be appealing. If we did a 100 lira sale, PayPal would take about 4 lira of that as a processing fee compared to crypto platform Utrust, which takes about 1 lira. Wow. It's this selling point that has made crypto such a success in Japan, where Bitcoin payments are already accepted en masse in high street retailers. In Japan, they have such high card fees that Bitcoin had a major advantage. The glimpse of the future is what makes crypto fans so enthusiastic about its potential. We want to be part of something that we believe is going to take over the world. People love it because it's decentralized and they're not at the mercy of a bank. The speed, everything is trackable. It's so exciting. While taking over the world may not happen overnight, there are some areas where crypto payments could have an immediate impact. In the case of grocery, Best thinks there is more potential in the supply chain than customer-facing settings. Imagine that you are a smallholding farmer in Ghana or Jamaica, and you're selling to a UK retailer. The retailer will most likely pay you in pounds or dollars. You're going to end up paying one fee to accept the payment, one to convert into your currency, and then probably another fee to get it into a local account where you can use it. Think about the cost of that transaction. If you were taking 100 lira, you could end up with 88 lira. And then you have the instability of your local currency to GBP or dollars. Although everyone in the mainstream talks about Bitcoin, it's probably not going to be the currency that can do that. The fees can be quite high when there are too many people on the network. And then stablecoin, you enter this so-called stablecoin cryptocurrencies that are essentially digitized versions of fiat currencies that the pound or dollar, and therefore less susceptible to the volatility of Bitcoin and its ILK. If you were to pay the Ghana farmer with a stablecoin linked to the US dollar, Tesco could pay them in that currency. There would be no exchange fee, and the only transaction cost that will apply is when they eventually cash out. You, of course, will get into platform fees, but even if those fees are something like 1.5%, that's far, far better for the farmer. And if the transaction costs are low, then everyone gains from that. If Tesco knew the recipient was getting 99p rather than 88p in a pound, there is a margin opportunity to increase the price or to split the extra. Speed is a factor too. Let's say you're putting in an order of 10,000 bottles for 10,000 lira. To pay your suppliers is an absolute nightmare because it can take 2 or 3 days for it to arrive, but cryptocurrency is an instant. There could also be benefits for food and drink retailers, suppliers that operate internationally. If you're a very big company and you've got all of these different countries and payment methods and currencies, the payment infrastructure is super complex. For that reason, Best would not be surprised if there were some procurement departments that are seriously looking into stable coins and investing money into digital assessments, or assets rather. So it seems cryptocurrency has hit something of a turning point. Until now, it has largely attracted forward-thinking small players who share a belief they are on a verge of something massive that could utterly reshape the way every sector does business. But the signs suggest digital currency is about to attract a far wider audience in the business world, and if so, grocery could do well take the heed. That's scary. I've never once even thought about doing crypto or Bitcoin or any of that. I think it's too much of a risk. You can't actually hold it in your hand, so you don't actually have it. That's my whole way of thinking. I don't know. I really don't. And then this was sent to me because, we keep hearing about the UN and the blue helmets, right? So I wanted to touch on this. This was sent to me, and I found this to be very interesting. Okay. And this is about a soldier, and his name is Michael New, N-E-W. Okay. And the title, and this was all copy and pasted, so there's actually like no link. Okay. So, and I'll show you what I mean when I say copy and pasted. Okay. Like literally copy pasted. What? Why is there not? Wait, you know what I mean? Like copy pasted. Okay. So, here we go. Okay. Copy pasted. Okay, in an email. So there's no link. Anyway, so the title of this, as you can see, okay, it says this soldier took a virtual bullet for you. Okay, so you need to know about it. Okay. And the other article that I just read to you was also copy and pasted. So I'm just going to read this, okay, and then this is, wow. All right, so here we go. So February 1993, okay. 20-year-old Michael New enlisted in the United States Army and took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. His Army recruiter in Texas never mentioned UN command, foreign officers, or wearing the UN uniform. Instead, he was told he was joining the U.S. Army, where he became a decorated medic, saving several lives. He never dreamed that his name would be mentioned in congressional debates, in the White House, on talk radio, across the land, becoming a household name in America. What happened to cause this whirlwind? August 21st, 1995. Michael was informed that his unit would be required to wear blue UN headgear and a UN armband or patch on a UN deployment to Macedonia. Michael was told the order to wear the UN uniform was lawful because the president said so. Therefore, it is. But no one provided a legitimate, legal, or rational basis for the order. Eventually, a battalion briefing about the deployment offered the justification that we wear the UN uniform because it looks fabulous. October 10th, 1995. The day his unit was supposed to meet their new foreign commander from Finland in their UN uniforms, Michael showed up in his regulation U.S. Army Battle Dress Uniform, or BDU. The other 549 soldiers came to formation wearing the UN emblem on their baby blue caps and UN patches on their right shoulders. To those who know how to read a uniform, the right shoulder tells the command authority, the left shoulder is a unit patch. The U.S. flag was moved to the left shoulder. That means nothing to civilians. It means everything to those who believe their nation should be sovereign. SPC New was promptly removed from the parade ground and informed he would be facing a court-martial. He was read his rights, and so began the events that sent shockwaves around the country and the world. January 1996. SPC New received a bad conduct discharge, or BCD, from the Army, but that was not the end. For 20 years, New's attorneys fought the Supreme Court 3 different times, only to lose or be turned away. In the end, he lost his case, but that was never the important factor. What mattered then and now is the issue of national sovereignty. If they could force me to serve under the UN control on UN missions in Macedonia, then someday they can force American troops to serve in New York or Texas. Geography is no defense on whether an order is lawful or not. What seems improbable today becomes the next logical step when precedent is allowed to supersede constitutional law. And that's the words of Michael New. The goal here is one government. They have a world court, a world bank, a world parliament, UN General Assembly. All they lack is a world tax system and a world army to enforce it. And that's what they're trying to make me. I'm not playing. Michael New. Military recruits today have never heard of this case. They weren't even born in 1996, but it remains just as important to them today as it was then. Are American troops at the disposal of American nations? Are they there to impose a globalist agenda upon the world, or do they exist to defend the Constitution from all enemies, both foreign and domestic, as their oath of allegiance says? To do both at the same time is impossible. Their loyalty is not to the president, but to the Constitution. American troops are getting killed on a regular basis around the world on UN deployments, which includes those unconstitutional international military expeditions authorized by the United Nations. There is no case to be made that they are dying for their country. VP Al Gore once said that to their grieving parents of a Kia soldier, "You can be proud that your son died in service to the United Nations." Whiskey Tango Hotel. If we are not a sovereign nation, if we are a vassal state under the New World Order, then the American people need to know that, because it means our status as a free people has been radically altered without knowledge or our consent. Daniel New, father of SPC Michael New. I was planning on a career in the Army, but that's not important when weighed against the question of whether my sons can someday enlist, secure in the knowledge that they'll be serving their country exclusively. It's a price I was willing to pay. I would do it again. Every soldier needs to think this question through for himself. Michael New. I found your book on the JAG office in Afghanistan. I couldn't wait to read it to prove just how wrong SPC New was. My job is to see that men obey the orders of officers appointed over them. But now that I've read it, I want you to know you have shaken my world. I have never thought about many of the questions you raised, and I am still thinking them through. Thank you. And it was from a SFC, no last name. He's in Afghanistan. The book about Mike's case sold over 100,000 copies, even though no bookstore would carry it. It's still available today in a hard copy or PDF file from his website. And better yet, it's free to all active duty and reserve military personnel. All you have to do is ask. To civilians, it's available for any donation of $5 or more postpaid. And the video about his case is available on YouTube, entitled Good Conduct, The Story of Michael New. We hope you enjoy it. If you haven't read the book, Michael New, Mercenary or American Soldier, then you need to. As does every active duty member in the military, plus all veterans, plus any young people who are old enough to think about enlisting. If you have one patriotic friend who is concerned about protecting our nation's sovereignty and who sees the dangers of giving our militaries the United Nations, do them a favor and recommend that they sign up for the newsletters at the website, at his website. Okay, so now that you know about the story behind all of that, I'm gonna go call my son. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless.